Welcome to Alternative Investments Chat,
where we demystify the world of alternative investments and financing for entrepreneurs and investors alike.
With these discussions, we hope you're more empowered to unlock opportunities in your business or portfolio. I'm Erin.
And I'm Erica. Let's get started. Welcome back to another episode of Alternative Investments Chat. Today, we're talking about a little something spicy.
Hot ones?
No. Oh, God, I could never do that challenge. Also, I don't like chicken wings. But no, talking about artificial intelligence.
Okay, I'll settle.
And how it's actually transforming investing in alternatives.
Nice. Okay, yes. So we are going to be talking about AI. We're not going to be talking about hot ones.
No, sorry, everybody. Get your hopes up.
Yeah, but AI is transforming alternative investing in powerful and multifaceted ways. It's enhancing access, it's improving decision-making, and it's automating traditionally manual processes.
You're 100% correct on that right there. So AI decided to put on a fancy Wall Street suit and walk on down there and step into the world of venture capital, wine funds, NFTs, private credit, and so much more.
Yeah.
So like you said, it is transforming the alt world. So let's break down some of those key transformations.
Yeah. So if our listeners know anything about us by now, it's how much we love research and due diligence, talking about it all the time, right? Well, guess who loves it just as much as we do?
Do tell.
AI, baby. Most view going through legal contracts and subscription documents as a royal pain. I know I do.
Yeah.
There's a reason it's called like legalese. People, it's like mumbo jumbo, whatever.
Your eyes go cross-eyed when you're staring at it. You're like,
yeah.
You reread the sentence 17 times and you still don't understand it.
Yep.
I follow.
Exactly. So thanks to AI, it doesn't have to be that royal pain anymore. It's no longer just the spreadsheets and the sorrow and the crying.
Tears.
A branch of AI that helps computers understand, interpret, and generate human language called natural language processing helps with this process.
Awesome.
So AI can read those 80-page memorandums like that, like People magazine, catching up on your gossip.
I love
hanging out, chilling.
What celebrities are dating and which ones have broke up, all that good jazz.
Yeah, I don't even know what's going on. I know that there's always drama with Hailey and Justin Bieber, but I don't ever know what.
I know.
I just know that there is. Anyways, it can scan millions of data points across several different sources. We're talking financials, news, market trends, and even some things that are on social media. It can flag risky terms. It can sniff out sketchy valuations sometimes and spot that, we forgot to register with the SEC. Oh, no. That little piece, that little footnote faster than someone new to the investing world asking what the heck is a PPM,
I love that.
And that's quick.
Yeah.
AI is supercharging how firms vet alternative assets, which can help them save time and money.
I really wish, first and foremost, that I could read as fast as AI.
That'd be sick.
Could read. I love,
this.
I love reading, but sometimes, again, kind of like those legal docs, as I'm sitting, my mind starts to wander and I have to reread a paragraph, 7 times.
If something's boring, I do fall asleep. This is why I read before bed.
I like audiobooks though, too. I know it's not really reading, but it's still kind of reading. Anyway, that'll be a whole nother episode.
If I couldn't sleep during school, I'd read my textbook. I'm not kidding.
That's sad. We both have college degrees. That's even
Pythagorean
sadder.
theorem.
So anyway, next on our transformation list is how AI can help organize your portfolio and help manage risks. So AI can, it not only can assist you in picking your assets, but it can actually build a better, balanced, more resilient portfolio for you. I kind of think of it like therapy for your portfolio. So you go in, AI's listening, and it nods at you, and it says something like,
Down in a chair.
"Yep." It
I don't know
says,
why I'm doing this like a mummy.
"I don't know, but I don't know what kind of therapy you're going to." It's like the AI is the therapist, and it's like, "Oh, so Erin, I sense that you might be overexposed in vintage cars and maybe emotionally underinvested." I'm a therapist. In Timberland REITs. That's my therapist voice.
Okay,
Roll with
I
it.
like it.
That's what AI is. It's your therapist. Okay, maybe it won't have a weird voice, okay?
Well,
It'll have
maybe
a
it
more... But with these machine learning these tools can rebalance your holdings, identify weird correlations like why is your wine fund moving like a tech stock? Or, it runs sophisticated simulations as well, and stress tests to predict how investments might perform under different conditions. For example, like what happens if my crypto mining farmland has a solar flare and the price of goats double? Well, guess what? Don't have to worry about any of that. AI will run that scenario instantaneously and spit out a result for you.
Yep, can help you out with that for sure.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. Another cool tool that AI can assist with is automating back office operations. So back office processes used to be highly manual in alternative investments. It reminds me of a scene in SpongeBob where he's trying to remember his name, and you go into SpongeBob's brain, and it's all of the little SpongeBobs running around trying to figure out what SpongeBob's name is, and he's looking through file cabinets. They're throwing papers everywhere. The computer's on fire. Things are just
All over
crazy.
the place. Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably what an office used to look like.
I can believe that.
Based on a true story. You know what I mean? Who knew SpongeBob was a historical fiction? I didn't. But yeah, so we get to make sure that those processes are automated. So we have automated KYC and AML checks done. You got document extraction done. You got fund admin tasks done. So just check all those things off your list and you can be a little bit more agile. Basically, AI is that dream employee that is always working and never takes a lunch break.
Rude.
Yeah, rude. Makes all of us look bad, honestly. But this means the lower costs, faster processing, and fewer human errors, which we know, we have a lot. I don't. Actually,
You're perfect. That's why.
Yeah, but other people do. And that means more efficiency, which is more access for investors.
Yeah. So, that's really cool and amazing. But there's one small thing. The one thing that I look forward the most of our workday is my lunch break. So I will not be working through that. In fact, I'm already thinking about what I'm going to eat for lunch today.
Yeah.
I've got a few options. I will spare you and our very loyal listeners all the details, but I'm aiming towards
beans and protein shake.
I was going to say Freddy's maybe today. Chili cheese fries. We'll see. We'll see what the tummy tells us when we're done.
Yeah.
So now that we have all the paperwork under control, we need to think about the deals that actually created that paperwork in the first place. So AI enables platforms and advisors to uncover deal flows that were typically out of reach. So no matter how much I think about this or how much I think I know or how much research I do, I'm often behind the trends.
Sure.
Right? I feel like every young, savvy investor finds all the good deals before I ever do, before I even know this company exists. And I'm like,
yeah, I think that's just life.
How the heck do they know about that?
Yeah.
Why I have like investing FOMO.
Yeah.
So, AI is on your side, thankfully, and can comb through the obscure data like satellite images, logistic trends, and who knows, like maybe like your mom's Pinterest board or something. Or your Pinterest board. I know you like Pinterest.
My mom's got all the good investments on her Pinterest board.
Pinterest boards. But it takes all those and it sniffs out those hidden gems. Predictive analysis forecasts potential returns based on alternative databases. AI can spot the trends before they actually peak and allow you to be ahead of the game. So again, I don't know if you've seen any of the commercials as of late, but there's like one investing commercial. It's like, think about how much money you would have had if you would have put $1,000 into Uber when it started 5 years ago.
Hindsight's 2020, girl.
Yep.
But AI is also 2020. I think that this could be a tool that could have helped me do something like that. Maybe,
exactly.
Being in the know is always a plus. If I would have been in the know about Uber, I wouldn't be sitting here today.
I know.
That would have been a plus for me. But something else that is a plus is having investments that fit you like a glove. We've talked a little bit about, boutique investments or things that feel, specialized or customized to you, right? AI can also make investments that feel bespoke to you. They can't make the investments, but they might be able to guide you into things that really fit your personality and your needs.
Yeah.
Are you looking for a portfolio that aligns with your vibe, right? Like, you know, like your playlist, set the vibe, set the mood.
Right.
That is your portfolio, or should be, right? Maybe you're looking for something that's eco-friendly. Maybe you're looking for art that's made by left-handed painters only for some reason.
There's probably a market out there for
Yeah,
this.
you have like a really specific interest. Well, AI might be able to help point out some potential opportunities that fit the things that you are looking for.
Yeah.
Don't use AI as your advisor, but could point out some things for you. And there are robo advisors, but don't like ChatGPT and say, tell me what to invest in.
Yeah.
But platforms are using AI to match investors with opportunities. There's a lot of platforms that are integrating that. So you can think of it a little bit like the Tinder for alts.
Yeah.
You can swipe right on solar farms. You can swipe left on NFTs of frogs wearing top hats.
Oh, I don't like those. Yep, I would definitely.
Yeah, or the monkeys.
Yeah.
You see the monkeys, they all have like different outfits.
Yeah, nope.
Yeah.
That one's a no.
Some people like them, Also, for the advisors out there, AI can help impress your clients without needing to become that wine expert and a blockchain whisperer. Shout out to our previous episode where we're talking about cryptocurrency. Be on the lookout for that.
Yep.
But AI can help build a portfolio with a mix of all your favorites that help match perfectly.
That's awesome. Well, the last thing that I want to just quickly touch on about is fraud detection and security.
Mm-hmm.
So AI is out here fighting the fraudsters. Like, I don't know, who's your favorite superhero?
Emo Batman. Robert Pattinson. That's what Andrew and my husband and I call him, Emo Batman.
Why Emo Batman?
He has like eye makeup and a hoodie, and he's always like, oh, it's Emo Batman.
Mine's Mr. Strange.
Oh, yeah, Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange. Yeah, you know, surgeon to sorcerer. And like,
yeah, it's
of
pretty
course,
cool.
because he's the one that when Emo Batman can't get the job handled, they call in Doctor Strange and he handles the business.
Emo Batman has a hard time. That's kind of like what the whole movie's about. He like is just constantly having a hard time. He's just like, all around me are familiar faces. Just like
now I'm
looking
gonna
out a
have
rainy
to.
window.
I like Robert Pattinson, so
Yeah.
I don't want to imagine him that way. I'll keep him in like.
It's not that far off from Edward Cullen, to be honest. But
Okay. Anyway, back. We can go on a whole episode of superheroes.
join us for our movie podcast.
There we go.
Later on.
Oh God, I would love that. What AI can do, it can scan offering docs and track fund flows and basically scream them. Excuse me, this hedge fund sounds like a Ponzi scheme, and I'm going to tell mom and dad if you don't take it down.
Yep.
Basically, Bernie Madoff, he wouldn't stand a chance here in 2025, okay? And honestly, who really wants him to do that?
I'd hope.
Yeah. So now that we've given our listeners some of the ways that AI is transforming this world, the real question is are people actually using it?
I think
Is this just all talk and fiction?
Right. I think it's a good question to ask. A recent Mercer survey found that 91% of asset managers are currently using or planning to use AI in their investment strategy and asset class research. In fact, let's break down a few different numbers here.
All right, I'm interested.
Pulled from a 2025 educational report from Zipdo. So between 63 and 79% of all asset managers leverage AI in some way.
Cool.
63% use AI to improve investment decisions. 79% report using AI for decision-making support. And 60% have integrated machine learning into their core processes. 48 to 61% of hedge funds use AI for investment decisions and trading strategies.
Makes sense.
Upwards of 40 to 66% of asset managers employ AI in risk assessment, portfolio analytics, and regulatory compliance. However, only 33% have implemented AI comprehensively across the investment process, which I think makes sense.
Yeah. So basically from all these lots of numbers, gathering that AI is becoming mainstream.
Right.
I mean, 90, what did you say, 91%?
91%.
That's a lot.
It's a lot.
That's a lot. Like, that's a lot more than I thought it would ever be. But,
Sure.
like, so obviously it is a great tool for them. So, nearly all asset managers are engaged with AI in some form. Some are just playing around with it, which is fine. And others are fully implementing it in their everyday life. So, adaptation varies in depth and breadth when it comes to these asset managers using it. So many firms use AI for research and analytics, which I think is great because it can kind of, scan everything and find something good for you. And fewer have fully integrated it, like we said, across the portfolio construction, execution, and monitoring.
Sure.
But I mean, they're still using a chunk of it.
Yeah.
And then hedge funds and quantitative trading, which is something we've never mentioned before, but hopefully we'll most likely dive into that in a future episode, are leading the way in deeper integration of AI. So traditional asset managers are adopting more gradually, basically because of the constraints by data quality, integration issues, or regulatory concerns. So they want to use it, but they're a little bit scared because of some of these issues.
Yeah, well, that leads us into a perfect segue to discuss risks. AI is not perfect.
Not? I'm out.
I know. But in fact, there's more than a few things to be concerned about when you're using it. And I think anybody who's even just used ChatGPT would know. Fingers, for one.
Fingers.
Wrong amount of fingers all the time.
Draw hands.
Yeah, has a hard time with that. Has gotten way better, but Anyways, so first up, this is classic tech truth. Garbage in, garbage out, right? If you feed AI a bunch of outdated or biased data, you're going to get investment advice that's not good. Think less Warren Buffett and more like a drunk cousin at Thanksgiving. You should totally invest in this thing that I know about. Yeah, exactly.
They're probably
That's
the
my
ones
drunk
doing
voice, I guess.
that. They're probably trying to push Bitcoin.
Yeah, they're
Sorry,
like,
all those investors. And they invest in
is it a good? Yeah, maybe not Bitcoin, but definitely some sort of coin that you never heard of. And
cool story, bro. Okay,
yeah,
bye.
exactly.
Mom, is the pie ready? I like
Yeah,
it.
so be on the lookout for that, or know that is a factor to consider.
Yeah.
Second, there is something that is called black box syndrome. So think of this like a friend who always says they're in crypto, but they can't actually explain what they do. In AI, when these models, especially really big ones that are super complex and difficult, make decisions or predictions, but we can't see like what's behind the curtain.
Yeah.
We can't clearly see where they got those results, how they came to that. You can think of it about, your math teacher used to always say, like, show your work.
Yep.
I'm not going to count this problem if you don't show me your work.
Yep.
And, math and AI kind of similarly, lots of different ways to come to the same conclusion.
Exactly.
But if you don't say why, there could be some not so good information in there. So basically, if AI says, sell all your whiskey and buy alpaca futures, you might want to be a little skeptical.
Really? It's like you said, that math teacher who's like, show your work, and you're just like, but I know this is the answer.
Yeah, and it probably is the answer, but
there's no logic. The math ain't mathin', as we like to say.
Yeah.
All the strings don't match up. So something else to consider when we are using AI is overfitting. Okay, so now we're not talking about Billie Eilish's t-shirts, just for the record, who I love.
Yeah.
I love her, and
she is the queen of big t-shirts.
Billie Eilish. I mean, it is a song lyric.
Yeah, it is.
So overfitting happens when a model learns the training data a little too well.
Okay.
I didn't know this was something that could actually happen. So it's actually including all the noise, the quarks, quarks and random patterns that don't really actually matter. Instead of finding general rules, it memorizes specific outcomes. So an example would be like every time it rains in Naples, luxury handbags went up, or wine investments went up 700% in 2019. So we'll see that same thing in 2025. Like, if the model memorizes specific years, conditions, or outliers, it may wrongly assume that they'll repeat.
Yeah. AI needs to learn correlation is not causation.
No.
That's an important thing to know.
Maybe we should type that in there.
Should we tell AI right now?
Yeah, we should tell it. That
I'll
way
text
it
my
will.
BFF, ChatGPT.
ChatGPT. I love it. So ignoring market shifts or regulation changes or macroeconomics, it can really mess up your predictions.
Sure.
So next thing to consider is that AI is a mirror, okay? And sometimes that mirror reflects the really society's really ugly filters. Okay, so if your training data is full of bias, like you mentioned earlier, say overlooking maybe minority-owned businesses or undervaluing women-led funds, AI will happily keep this going like a really bad family tradition.
Right, sure.
Like the aunt who always brings the weird Jell-O mold thing, like. Just tell her it's gross and let's move on, okay? Stop
Ambrosia salad.
Yeah, stop having her bring it because just because it's a robot doesn't necessarily mean it's neutral.
Yes, sure, totally. So here's another fun thing to be on the lookout for. What happens when your AI makes a recommendation that actually violates securities law? The answer here, obviously, is that your compliance office is getting real sweaty and nervous.
Your
They don't like
compliance
that.
officer is like, I will hurt you.
Yeah. Regulators are still actually trying to figure out how to handle AI in finance. So if you're using AI to pitch investments or rebalance portfolios or anything like that, just know that the rules may shift mid-algorithm.
Yeah.
There's lots of conversation that's surrounding this topic, so we do expect things to change. AI is smart, but it's not your mom. And it's not going to tell you when you're making a terrible life choice. It's not going to chase you down and, tell you what to
think
do.
twice about that.
Right. And if you just blindly follow your robo-advisor into a tax inefficient goat sharing syndicate in Estonia, well,
Girl.
that's on you. Hate to say it. There are things that AI can do well. It can analyze and synthesize. It can potentially help you predict based on any sort of, simulations that you run. But if you hear nothing else from this episode, hear that little voice in your head that's telling you that investment doesn't feel right, listen to the common sense because AI, after all, is lacking that human touch, and the human touch is kind of that common sense, and not looking so much as at the black and white.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't follow AI blindly. You shouldn't follow a person blindly.
There
Just
you go. Yeah.
keep your wits about you.
If there's something inside nagging on your stomach, it might not be. Trust your gut.
Yeah, exactly. It's a great place to potentially get some information.
Yeah, but
be aware.
Exactly. So we've kind of gone over the good, the bad, the ugly, and now you want to know how to start using AI.
Yeah.
For alternative investing. So the first thing you need to do is define your why. What are you actually trying to do?
Yep.
Are you a DIY investor? Trying to look through thousands and thousands of real estate offerings? Well, AI might be able to help you. Maybe you're a wealth advisor trying to rebalance high net worth clients' portfolios. AI could probably assist. Or maybe a platform operator who is drowning in paperwork. The brain, the computers are on fire. Your brain is snapping in half. Like you need automated processing. AI can help.
Yeah.
So knowing your goals helps pick the right AI tools.
Yes, absolutely. Seems like a great place to start. Next, you'll want to start with off-the-shelf tools, unless, you're moonlighting as some sort of computer software, machine learning engineer.
I do that on the weekends.
Oh, okay. That's really cool. But there's no need to build your own model.
Yeah.
You can utilize some well-known platforms instead. There's AI-powered platforms like Yield Street, iCapital, or Alto RIA. They already have integrated smart recommendations, and you can kind of see how that works.
That's good.
And if you like it, if you enjoy it. ChatGPT or Claude, these can help summarize documents. I think that's probably one of the best things to utilize these platforms for.
Yeah.
They can assess risk language or generate a quick investment memo if you need any sort of, write me an email or this about that.
Yep.
That's a good place to start for that, or a good tool to use for that. Then there are portfolio platforms, Betterment for advisors, which we've mentioned before, or Wealthfront, which are increasingly layering in AI for alts. So there's a lot of these platforms that are using AI to help make the end user's life easier and better. So these are training wheels for the new AI user. Good place to start.
I like that. And I don't know, maybe I want to ride with training wheels for a while, okay? So there's nothing wrong with that in this AI world. Yeah. So the last kind of quick thing we want to touch on, and possibly the best part about using AI, is that you can tinker with it. You can try sentiment analysis or investor updates. Like, you can play around with it, use cluster algorithms to find similar deals, run what-if scenarios to test risk exposure across assets. Yep. You can, start small, measure what works, and build it on from there. You don't have to just buy one thing and then be like, go to work.
Yeah, sure.
Play with it.
Yeah, play with it.
We like that.
Figure out what works for you.
Yeah.
So to wrap up this episode, we want to remind you AI isn't just changing alternative investing. It's transforming it from a paper-heavy, insiders-only, spreadsheet-fueled headache.
Yeah, exactly.
What feels like, what can feel like an endurance sport.
Yeah.
Right?
Go.
Yes. Into something that's smarter, faster, more efficient, and a more open playground for more people.
I like that. So will AI like choose your next wine fund? Maybe. Who knows? Will it judge you for investing in fractional racehorses? Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. It is a judgment-free algorithm, okay? That's the one thing at least we have on it.
Yes, which is a warning and an encouragement.
Yeah,
maybe.
exactly.
But thanks again for tuning in to the Alternative Investments Chat. We hope you learned a little bit about AI today and maybe something new. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will catch you on the next episode.
Thanks for joining us. Stay tuned for more insight on our next episode.
And don't forget to subscribe to continue the Alternative Investments Chat.
See you next time.
Content provided in this podcast is for informational purposes only and should not be construed as professional, financial, or investment advice. This podcast should not be construed as an offer to sell or a solicitation of any offer to buy any securities. We strongly recommend that you seek advice from a qualified professional before making any financial decisions.